Hi, ELE families. This is Principal Lael. I wanted to share some information about how things will look when we begin Plan B. I first wanted to start by giving you some background information about how classes were created this year with the A, B, C rotations and full remote academy option, as I think it will help you understand the thoughtful consideration that our team is giving to each new twist in this very unique school year. We began creating assignments with students assigned to either A, B, C rotation or opting into the full remote academy. We also had class size maximums for in-person attendance that were based on the guidance given at the time. Kindergarten and first grade, no more than 12 students in a classroom, and second through fifth grade, no more than 16 students in a classroom. Our teachers were assigned and allotted based on the North Carolina teacher-student ratios. No more than 21 students in kindergarten through third grade, and while there's no maximum in fourth and fifth grade, our teachers were assigned based on a ratio of 1 to 27 students. This is how the district decides how many teachers we will be allowed to employ each year. This means that the teacher-to-student ratio was much higher than the number of students that a teacher could teach in person in a classroom at the same time. In order to accommodate that and also to ensure that our full remote academy students were able to be assigned to teachers at our school, we created our classes so that each teacher had a group of students who were assigned to one rotation week, along with a group of full remote academy students. We then partnered our teachers so that while a teacher was with in-person students, a partner teacher was working with students who were in an off-rotation week, along with our students in full remote academy. This made sense because our students were going to be working remotely 2 out of 3 weeks on each rotation. This also meant that our full remote academy students were taught by the teaching partners along with students on remote weeks and were integrated together. We grouped students on the same rotation along with classmates from the prior year if they were returning to ELE. And we also reviewed parent input, individual service needs, and balanced the classes across the grade level. So the class assignments worked across a grade much like this. This is a kindergarten example. So you can see that Ms. Dees had 9 in-person students and 6 full remote academy students. Ms. Bounds had 10 in-person students and 6 full remote academy students. So while Ms. Dees was in person with her 9 students during week A, Ms. Bounds would be able to teach her students remotely along with Ms. Dees's students so that they were partnered between these two teachers. The same would happen when Ms. Bounds was in person with her students. Ms. Dees would cover the full remote academy students, creating a partnership across the teams. First grade worked very much the same. This grade level had 9 teachers, and so we were able to move the students across the team so that there was sharing and the class size did not exceed the maximum for in-person or the maximum load for teaching remotely while joined with a group from another class. In third through fifth grade, we have our teachers departmentalized, and in this model, we had given each member of the teaching partnership a different rotation week so that the teachers could work with students in one block in person on a rotation and then teach the second block of students remotely. Now that the C students are being dissolved into rotations A and B, this plan no longer works for the teaching partnerships as we had originally decided. The teachers who were assigned students in C rotation have had their classes split across rotations A and B. We also have families who have communicated interest in changing into or out of the full remote academy. We have tried several methods for the teacher working with in-person students and remotely at the same time, and we found it challenging to stay attentive and to keep the students engaged when focusing on students in person and remotely at the same time. There is good news about the AB rotation. Students will now be attending on their rotation days within the same week. That helps us with the pacing of instruction, and it does increase the consistency because students are attending each week of school rather than every third week. It also allows us the flexibility to assign dedicated teachers to the full remote academy or to recreate our partnerships depending on the needs of the grade level. It also continues to support our commitment to having our ELE teachers assigned to our full remote academy students and keeping the remote learning schedule consistent for students in full remote academy and for our students on Plan B for their off rotation days. There have been some bumps in the road. Students who were in Rotation C were reassigned by CMS operations teams. That gave us little flexibility in aligning a student's rotation with the teacher's rotation. It does make sense, though. We need the operations team to decide where the students will be reassigned to make sure that transportation routes can be balanced, siblings can stay in line as much as possible, and also that our school enrollment in each of the rotations, A and B, stays under capacity and balanced across the grades. This does increase the number of students who will be in a classroom at the same time. However, we are able to still maintain social distance by using the inside classrooms for in-person rotations because those rooms are big enough to accommodate the number of students that will be in the classroom at any given time. It does make it difficult to plan for consistency in classes, with the change period to full remote academy occurring after in-person attendance begins. And that was a part of the reason that we decided to survey families and see how many were considering a change so that we could make the best plan moving forward. It meant with our teaching partnerships that we had to go back to the drawing board. And by the drawing board, I literally mean drawing on the board and on the Post-it notes and on the chart paper. And also sometimes tissues were involved because a lot of work has gone into making sure that we're making the very best decisions for your children, and it gets pretty frustrating at times. Here is what we hold tight. We are committed to ensuring the best social, emotional, and academic experience for our students, regardless of their enrollment in Full Remote Academy or Plan B. We will not prioritize one group over the other. We want to maintain consistency in the remote learning schedule because we know that families have already gotten into a groove. We also have many community partners who are supporting learning outside of the school day, and we know that it's important to keep things consistent. We are also committed to communicating fully with families and soliciting your feedback along the way. Our newest goal is responding to changes as they arise with positivity and a focus on making sure that we're giving the best to our students in any given circumstance. So here's where we are in the process. We started after the board decision by creating scenarios for each grade level based on the number of Full Remote Academy students. We received the new rotation assignments for Group C last Thursday, and we've created Full Remote Academy classes in 1st through 5th grade. We have adjusted the partnerships in kindergarten to keep Full Remote Academy students with their current classes. We've shared the plan with our teaching staff, and we've begun communicating with families who've indicated that they are considering a change to full remote academy or Plan B status. In kindergarten, we had 39 students who were assigned to full remote academy, and we have an even number of teachers. We have 27 students who were originally assigned to Group C who have now been moved into A and B. This does mean that we have a few students that will need to move to a different class to balance over the team and accommodate these rotations, and our administrative team will make individual communications with any family that is impacted by this change by Wednesday of this week. In first and second grade, we have 47 and 48 students who are enrolled in the full remote academy. In first grade, we had a larger number of students who were in Group C that were reassigned to A or B. In both of these grade levels, it does require some movement of student groups across the team in order to create 2 full remote academy classes in first grade and tentatively 3 full remote academy classes in second grade. In each of these scenarios, the teacher will keep the same group of students in remote instruction and in-person rotations, meaning that a teacher who is assigned to full remote academy will be with the full remote academy students across the week. This will help because the full remote academy option will continue throughout the 2021 school year. And the only reason that we would need to make a change is if the enrollment in full remote academy changes significantly enough to eliminate a full remote academy class. The students in full remote academy will continue to interact with their Plan B student colleagues through class pairings that are planned by teachers, but they will have the same teacher responsible for instruction and their work across the week. This will allow full remote academy students to remain with their assigned teacher if Plan A is enacted, as long as there is still a need for the full remote academy classes. It also allows our students in Plan B to remain with their teacher when or if Plan A is enacted by CMS. In third through fifth grade, we have teaching partnerships that were established for our departmentalization and block scheduling. This means that teachers were already teaching 2 different groups of students. And you can see that the numbers of full remote academy across third through fifth grade are large enough to accommodate 2 dedicated groups in fourth and fifth grade. And in third grade, we have scenarios where we have a few different blocks of students who are full remote academy who are grouped together. This means that a teacher will either have all in-person blocks or all remote blocks or a combination of both. Most of our teacher pairings were able to continue with the model in third through fifth grade so that students, for the most part, have one of the 2 teachers that they've been with during first quarter. It does mean some changes for students in kindergarten through fifth grade. And so what's going to happen next is that any student in kindergarten through second grade who will have a teacher change and students in third through fifth grade who will have changes to both of their current teachers will receive an email from the ELE administrative and support team staff. We will explain the change in the email and offer you an opportunity to request a follow-up phone call to discuss the change with a member of our staff. These emails will be sent by Wednesday afternoon, and you can request follow-up, and we will get back in touch with you to discuss the change by Thursday. We will also offer an opportunity for questions and answers about this teaching model for both full remote academy and Plan B students with our administrative team and support staff on Wednesday evening. We have a schedule to allow the question and answers to be specific to the grade level, and the link will be shared Wednesday through a Connect message and on the ELE webpage. The times are 5:30 for kindergarten, 6 o'clock first grade, 6:30 second grade, 7 o'clock third grade, 7:30 fourth grade, and 8 o'clock for fifth grade. Following this week, where we will be communicating heavily about the teaching model and about any changes that are necessary to students' teacher assignments, we will begin preparing to share our safety measures and procedures with ELE families. We will start by sharing a video that explains our safety procedures and gives you a look inside our classrooms and our school, followed by opportunities for question and answers in live sessions or by submitting your questions to be answered by a member of our staff or our staff support team. So much more communication will be coming your way, and we look forward to continuing to share our plans with you as we navigate the 2021 school year together. Most importantly, please know and trust that the ELE family will continue working together and that we have your children's best interest at heart, and they are considered with every decision that we make. Thank you.